Imagine living in a town where night itself wants to kill you, a place where every road leads you back to where you started, where monsters smile before they tear you apart, and where the only thing standing between survival and certain death is a handful of mysterious stones hanging on the walls. Now, imagine discovering that the only chance of escaping this nightmare requires destroying the one thing that has protected everyone for years. Would you do it, or would you leave everyone trapped forever? Well, that's exactly the impossible choice our characters face in the explosive Season 4 finale of From. And trust me, everything you've seen over the last 4 seasons has been building toward this moment. The answers finally begin to arrive, but every answer comes with an even greater price. People die, families are shattered, the rules of the town completely change, and by the end of this episode, you'll realize that the monsters were never the biggest threat, because something far older, far smarter, and infinitely more dangerous has finally decided to stop hiding in the shadows. This is the complete story of From Season 4, Episode 10, explained from beginning to end. Let's begin. The episode picks up exactly where Episode 9 ended. Deep beneath the town, inside the ancient underground chamber, Jade and Tabitha finally stand before the children's tomb. For years, these mysterious children have been connected to nearly every secret inside Fromville. Now, at last, their bones have been found. This is supposed to be the key. According to everything Jade and Tabitha have uncovered, bringing these bones to the surface could finally break the cycle that has trapped countless generations inside this cursed place. But there is one problem. They aren't alone. Just beyond a flimsy plastic barrier, the creatures are waiting. They aren't attacking. They aren't rushing. They're simply standing there, watching, smiling, almost as if they already know how this story ends. Tabitha prepares to signal Boyd. The plan is simple. Once Boyd pulls the bottle tree out by its roots, a hole will open above the chamber. A rope ladder will be lowered. Tabitha will climb out with the bones. Easy. At least, that's what everyone believes. But then Jade quietly stops her. He admits something that completely changes the situation. He lied. The children's bones were never protecting the chamber. He only said that because he knew Boyd would never approve such a dangerous mission if he knew the truth. The moment the bottle tree is removed, the monsters will come. There is no magical protection, no hidden barrier, nothing. Jade has knowingly led everyone into what could become a suicide mission. Tabitha is stunned. She asks why. Jade looks at her with complete honesty. Because there wasn't another choice. If they didn't take this risk, everyone would remain trapped forever. Then he says something that becomes one of the most emotional moments of the finale. If I had to spend all those lifetimes with anyone, I'm glad it was you. That single sentence confirms something fans have suspected for a long time. Their connection goes far beyond this lifetime. Across countless reincarnations, across centuries of suffering, Jade and Tabitha have always found each other. And now, they may die together. Above ground, Boyd prepares the truck. Chains are wrapped tightly around the bottle tree. Everyone knows this is the point of no return. Victor had warned them. The boy in white had warned Victor. Do not remove the tree. But nobody fully understood why. Boyd gives the signal. The truck roars to life. At first, nothing happens. The massive tree barely moves. The engine strains. The chains groan. For one terrifying moment, it looks like the plant has failed. Then, with an enormous crack, the roots finally rip free from the earth. The bottle tree falls. And instantly, everything changes. A beam of brilliant light shoots down into the underground chamber. For the first time, the creatures stop. Instead of charging forward, they hesitate, almost afraid. The light itself keeps them back. It's a fascinating revelation. For years, we've believed the monsters feared only the talismans. Now we learn they also fear pure light. It's another clue that these creatures obey rules we still don't fully understand. Boyd quickly throws the rope ladder down into the chamber. Tabitha grabs the children's bones. She begins climbing. Hope, finally. After 4 seasons, real hope. She's almost at the top. Only a few feet remain. Then disaster strikes. Unknown to everyone, Sophia secretly weakened the ladder earlier. The rope suddenly snaps. Tabitha falls all the way back into the darkness below. The ladder crashes down beside her. Everyone above freezes. For just a second, nobody moves. Nobody speaks. And then, the impossible happens. Without warning, the sun disappears. Not gradually, not because of clouds. It simply vanishes. The entire sky turns black. Middle of the afternoon instantly becomes midnight. It's one of the most shocking moments the show has ever delivered. For 4 seasons, the characters have relied on one simple rule. Daytime means safety. Night means death. That rule is now gone, and with it, every illusion of control. The monsters immediately begin moving again. This time, nothing stops them. Down below, Jade grabs Tabitha. There's no time to think, no time to argue, only time to run. An earthquake suddenly tears through the tunnels, shaking the entire underground network. Massive rocks collapse. Passages split apart. The cave begins changing around them. Ironically, the earthquake saves their lives. It opens a new escape route just as the monsters close in. Jade and Tabitha disappear into the newly opened passage. For now, they're alive. But they have absolutely no idea where they're going. Things aren't any better on the surface. As darkness spreads across the town, Boyd immediately realizes the nightmare they're facing. The monsters can now attack in broad daylight. Everyone panics. Christy begs Boyd to leave immediately before it's too late. Others still want to rescue Jade and Tabitha. Nobody knows what the right decision is anymore. Then, the creatures appear. Not one, not two. An entire group emerges from the forest. Boyd has no choice. Everyone jumps into the vehicles. The engines roar. The desperate escape begins. But this isn't an ordinary drive. The roads feel different. The darkness feels alive. Inside Boyd's van, panic spreads even faster than the monsters. Patty completely loses control. She screams that Boyd caused all of this, that none of this would have happened if he'd listened. She accuses him of lying to everyone. Before anyone can stop her, she grabs Boyd's gun. For one horrifying second, it looks like she's about to shoot someone. Instead, she fires through the rear window, shattering the glass. The deafening gunshot echoes through the forest. Boyd wrestles the weapon away and forces her to sit down. But the damage has already been done. The monsters now know exactly where they are, and the long drive back to town has only just begun.
The supernatural consequences of destroying the bottle tree begin to unfold. The earthquake knocks the talisman off the clinic wall, allowing Smiley to enter. Fatima senses his arrival through her mysterious connection to the creatures, but it's too late to save Marielle. Smiley brutally attacks her, leading to an emotional farewell between Marielle and Christy. Meanwhile, Sophia manipulates Elgin with one last offer to escape the town. Refusing to betray everyone again, Elgin chooses death instead. Across town, strange phenomena intensify. Red lightning fills the sky. Buildings shake, and Henry, consumed by the visions planted by the man in yellow, steals Victor's gun, believing that killing his son will wake him from the nightmare. Boyd receives Jade's Morse code signal, proving he and Tabitha are still alive. Despite the overwhelming danger, Boyd, Ellis, and Fatima return to the tunnels. Fatima reveals that she can now sense the monsters, guiding the group through the darkness until they finally rescue Jade and Tabitha, along with the children's bones. But their escape comes at a devastating cost. Surrounded by creatures, Fatima sacrifices herself to save the others, transforming into one of the monsters before Ellis's eyes. At the same time, Ethan interrupts Henry moments before he kills Victor, exposing how deeply the man in yellow has manipulated Henry's mind. The finale reveals that the true mastermind has been working behind the scenes all along. Sophia secretly steals every talisman in town and throws them into a faraway tree, stripping the survivors of their only protection. The boy in white confronts her, but she confidently declares that the game is far from over. The ending explores the deeper meaning of the bottle tree, the children's bones, Jade and Tabitha's reincarnation, Fatima's transformation, and why removing the tree may have unleashed an even greater evil. The script concludes by discussing what these events mean for Season 5, possible theories about the man in yellow's true plan, and closes with a suspenseful outro encouraging viewers to subscribe for future breakdowns.